Hello, everyone. This is Texas City Tells, the podcast. My name is Ramari.
I'm Jennifer.
Today we have Miss Amanda from the Heart Florist.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome.
Hi.
Can you tell us where you guys are located?
We are located on Palmer Highway at 2338 Palmer Highway, and it's where the old Benny's Liquor Spot used to be in the corner of the strip center, right next to the bowling alley.
Nice. Have you always been in that location?
No, we have not. The flower shop, before we were at the spot where we're at now, we were kind of in the middle at 2326 Palmer Highway.
Okay.
So in the middle of the strip center there. Before that, we were on the loop next to nothing where the old abandoned gas station was that they've just rebuilt into a big old gas station on that corner by Levi Fry on the way there.
Okay.
And then before that, we were right next to Shipley's, right in the other half of it.
Nice.
So I was born and raised in Texas City, and From the Heart Florist is a name that I've known for a long time. You guys have been around for a while, right?
Yes, since 1992.
And have you owned it that whole time?
No, I've only owned it since 2011. I worked as a floral designer and learning floral from the age of like 17 or 18 years old. And then so I started, with Albertsons way back in the day, because they're no longer here anymore.
Yeah.
Before they, moved over and kind of switched a lot of them to Kroger's. And then I went to work, periodically for different flower shops. And then started working for Kroger in 2000s, I guess. And I was the floral manager for the Texas City Kroger for 7 years before I went to work for From the Heart Florist.
Okay.
And I worked there for a year, and the owner of the flower shop wanted to sell. And she decided that she was going to offer it to us employees first. And that's when I bought it from her. And so that was in November of 2011. And then here recently, or a few years back in 2017, League City Florist in League City was also up for sale, and I bought that as well. So now
wow.
I'm the owner of 2 flower shops.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what made you decide to buy it? What made you decide to buy the first location here in Texas City?
Well, I had always wanted to have, my own business. And it was something I knew a lot about. So I just kind of jumped in there and decided to go for it. Sometimes it was a little bit more than, than I expected. So, and then the second one, when I took that one on, it was pretty much work nonstop until I was able to get adequate help. So,
Yeah. How's it been going from 1 to 2? Has that been a world of difference, or?
extremely difficult at times.
Okay.
Trying to manage both, having trustworthy employees is definitely a must. Somebody that's dependable. And we are looking for some additional help. We need a delivery driver here in Texas City. We lost our regular delivery driver, to the Galveston County Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
And so we are in need of one of those and some extra shop help, just in case anybody knows anybody.
Yeah, that's a good plug. So Valentine's Day is coming up. I assume that's a extremely busy time for
It is.
you all.
It's the number one busiest floral holiday for a flower shop.
Aside from roses, I know that everyone buys roses. What's maybe like the next popular flower for this season?
If it's not roses, the next popular flower for the season is probably going to be lilies or tulips. Those are probably the next couple.
Okay.
Usually they do them in a mix or, something like that. But, yes.
How far in advance can people place orders for flowers? Not just for Valentine's Day, but in general.
As long as we have the product available on hand, you can walk in and we can most likely throw something together. Around the holidays, that's a little bit more difficult because we have such a larger workload. So, usually we can fix you up and send you out within like 10, 15 minutes.
If someone wanted to be extra prepared, could they come in like one day of the year and say, okay, my wife's birthday is this day, Mother's Day is this day, Valentine's is this day. I just want to book them all right now and just leave their card on file and prepare, like knock out the whole year well in advance?
Yes, ma'am. They can definitely do that. We do have a few people that do, so.
Those are some smart husbands. Hint, hint.
Right? I mean, take notes out there.
we have a few customers. We know what they're looking for, exactly what style they want, and they just call and say, hey, I want something different. Just make sure it has this color in it. And then, we make that happen. For your more upscale flowers, like your peonies and tropicals and stuff like that, regularly we wouldn't bring that in unless we had an order for them already. Which, most of the time takes 3 or 4 days. During the holidays is a little bit more, to try to a little bit more time to book that product to get it in. But we can make just about anything happen.
Where are the flowers imported from?
We get them from some of our local wholesalers, and I say local, like the Houston area, but they get flowers from all over the world.
Okay.
So, mostly, I'm sure Ecuador, where we get a lot of our roses for, they have good quality roses there. There are some farms, in Texas, I'm sure they get a few different varieties of flowers from, but pretty much all over the place.
Interesting.
What made you decide to go into the flower industry? Like, what first drew you into it?
My mom has always worked in a flower shop. If it wasn't a flower shop, it was a bakery, which, she worked for grocers. So, she worked in the bakery doing wedding cakes and also did flowers. So that's kind of where that kind of started. She would bring home ribbon and say, here, help me make bows. And so that's kind of how it started. But I've always had an artistic ability, through high school, mostly drawing and painting, but I always wanted to do stuff with clay, and I guess that's where it kind of stemmed from. I always kind of liked making things and putting things together. And so I guess flowers doesn't seem like it would fit in a line with that, but it kind of goes together.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, definitely. So if someone was going to get you a bouquet that you didn't have to make, what would you want in your bouquet? Seeing everything all the time, what would you want?
I would probably go with hydrangeas, and my favorite colors aren't anywhere near where I'd be going off with this, because my favorite colors are green and purple, but I love orange roses.
Okay.
I mean, they can be coral, the orange. So the hydrangeas and orange roses, I guess it just kind of seems like fire to me. So, and
Nice.
each different color of rose has, different meanings. And so I guess I can be kind of ecstatic about the yellow or the orange.
What's your favorite flower, Jennifer?
That's a good question. I really like stargazer lilies. I really like purple roses. Really like cheerful flowers like sunflowers and daisies. So, what about you?
My favorite flower is sunflower. That's all I want.
You look like a sunflower person. I'm just saying. And I can see the stargazers with you. I mean, because you seem like you're very, stargazers are very kind of potent, and the smell is very sweet, and so I mean,
Yeah.
if
She's
you,
a sweetheart.
you like
So far.
Thank you. So far, I
She's
like
like,
the
potent.
disclaimer. I know. I didn't know where we were going with potent. I was like, wait, I put on perfume and everything today.
there's a lot of women that love stargazer lilies. Sometimes, your sense of smell is really, really, some people are very sensitive and some people aren't. But there's, people that are right in between that absolutely adore stargazer lily. You even love them or hate them, but there's a lot of women that absolutely love them. So number one seller for Mother's Day and Valentine's Day is usually roses and stargazers or starfighter lilies. So
Now,
Nice.
that's kind of an interesting question. Can you tell people's personalities based on what flowers they gravitate to?
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes on that. I mean, just because if they're coming in and they like peonies, then that's, that's one of those more modern, compact arrangements. So you won't see somebody that wants to get a peony that wants this big old tall arrangement. It's usually like a short, compact arrangement that's put together, and the flowers are really close together. People that want roses and stargazers, usually it's a very good size arrangement because they're kind of airy. So
What about the sunflowers over there?
sunflowers, some people like them with the traditional colors. You look like you would do yellows and purples together, or maybe red,
Yeah.
but kind of like because sunflowers are bright. So if you complement them with a deeper color, they pop out. And
Right.
that's just my guess.
I like that.
I love this. I know. I could do this part all day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So do you have family here in Texas City?
My son, my stepson, and my husband, and my mother-in-law and his
Right.
family.
Do the boys help out at the flower shop?
My son does. He actually helps me deliver when I need it.
Good.
And if I need something done, something fixed, he does that too. Actually, he does that at home, at work, everywhere. So
I think delivering flowers would be so much fun. We talked a little bit about it right before you got here because you're getting to see people's moments, like everybody's so happy to see you when you come up with a flower delivery.
yes, we just deliver. I just had to make deliveries the other day because we are shorthanded on delivery drivers. So I had to make a delivery here in Texas City, and this girl, she was just so ecstatic. She was thanking me for the flowers, and I wasn't even the person.
Aw.
I was just bringing them. So
Yeah, I would love that.
I've only
keep you in
had
mind.
I've only had one flower delivery like ever in my adult life, and it actually came from your shop, and it was some flowers,
See, there you go.
which is how I first knew that you guys were here in Texas City. And now every time I pass down Palmer, I'm like, I know that place.
And it
Some
makes you
people
happy.
don't know that we exist. And it surprises me, because the flower shop's been around, for a long time. And I just think that maybe originally, all these years, if you didn't know that it was there, then you wouldn't have known to look for it. So hopefully it's in a better location, now.
Yeah.
So more people, I hope, to see us. And
Can you tell us how people can go about placing an order with you?
you have several different options.
Okay.
We do have a website, and that's www.fromthehearttx.com. We have a website there that has different tabs. It's, very easy to maneuver around, where you can place your order on there. That allows you to either purchase for delivery or purchase with a timed pickup within a window, where you can pick up in shop as well. You can call and place your order over the phone and, pay with, your credit card, or you can come in. We accept all payment methods pretty much. We don't have access to Apple Pay yet. But you can come in and you can choose, you can, look at the website, you can tell us what you want, and we can put it together there. And, pretty much that's how it goes.
And you also have Facebook.
Yes, we do have Facebook that has arrangements that we've made here and there, not necessarily the ones that are on our website, but maybe, different things, sympathy, get well, thinking of you, birthday, anniversary, kind of pictures of all kinds of things rolled onto there. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We hope that this podcast brings you lots and lots and lots of floral business.
And we will try to help the best we can.
So thank you again to Miss Amanda from the Heart Florist. Thank you to the City of Texas City for sponsoring this podcast. If you have any entrepreneurs, small business owners, or people doing amazing work in Texas City that you would recommend to be on this podcast, please drop them in the comments below. Again, you can always catch a new episode of Texas City Tells on the city's Facebook page, YouTube, or anywhere podcasts are streamed. Bye.
Bye.